Hey guys, it's John from Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and this is our weekly review of what happened in wrestling this week. And it's the week between Christmas and New Year's. This is my co-host here, Lindsay. And it's the week before Christmas and New Year's. Not really a whole lot going on, especially not in the WWE world. I see where Kevin Dunn left WWE. That's no big surprise. He was mainly a Vince McMahon. He was a Vince McMahon guy, I guess you might say, anyway. So I mean, it's he's fine. No need to cry because he made a lot of money in WWE, and he was a big shaky cam guy. Anyway, I'm glad to see that gone. That shaky cam. But anyway, we got a big week for WWE coming up. I mean, starting tomorrow, they start bringing back day one. It's going to be a Raw, of course, Monday Night Raw, and then. I don't know what NXT is, but this big week all lined up,
A packed week.
Packed week, and they're getting ready for the Rumble. And tomorrow it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I don't see Drew McIntyre winning the title. No need to really do a title change right now. I mean, it'd be cool to see a title change.
He might, just so they could have something to do at the Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, I guess But the other big, for the other big wrestling promotion in the world, AEW, it wasn't a very. I mean, that was a pretty good show. I enjoyed World's End, didn't you?
I did too.
Yeah, I mean, it was happy for Eddie Kingston. He's the first ever Triple Crown champion.
Continental Classic champion.
Yeah, they call it the Triple Crown.
They said they're going to do that every year.
Yeah, so I don't know. Is it going to be a title he's going to defend all year long? I don't know. But
maybe not.
I don't know what the deal is with.
Since they're going to have a tournament next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if does those other titles just go away, or I don't know. But anyway, and Hook retained his FTW title. I mean, overall, pretty decent show. I mean, of course, the news of the show was overshadowed. Seems like every AEW pay-per-view here lately, or there's always
There's always some drama.
Yeah, it's always a lot of. I mean, they're in the news for bad news more than they are good news, And this one could probably potentially hurt them pretty bad. Chris Jericho, one of the founding members, I'm sure you know if you've been on the internet at all. I mean, and he's being accused of
social misconduct.
Yeah, social misconduct.
Sexual.
Yeah, making women sign NDAs or making Kylie Ray or whatever. I mean, you know it. I don't know, but if that's, I don't see how there's a way around that. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, you could see the crowd reaction. They were
booing.
They were booing, chanting NDA chants and whatever.
Kylie
Ray, and so I don't know what
they'll do with him.
I don't know what that outcome. I mean, I like Chris Jericho, but if he's guilty of that, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that. I mean, it's a bad deal. I shouldn't say I don't have an opinion. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the situation, What do you, I mean?
It's a hard one. I mean, that's
really we can't go around treating people like, we can't, you can't do that,
Property.
Yeah.
You got it.
So,
but there's also two sides to every story, so you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I'm not part of it, I hate it for AEW because it comes at a time when they don't need this right now.
They've kind of been knocked down.
If you can take away anything out of this, don't argue with people on the internet. I mean, AEW needs to do AEW's thing. Don't worry about what's going over on WWE. Wish CM Punk good luck, and I hope he does well. But let's focus on World's End. Whatever. What we're doing over here. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's out there on the internet if you don't know, which I'm sure you do if you're keeping up. But overall, good show. Let's see, who am I looking for here? What's his name? Adam Cole. Adam Cole is the devil. I don't really understand how they're going to do that because Adam Cole's out for a long time. So I don't know who I thought the devil was going to be, but I didn't think it was Adam Cole just because of his injury. So I don't know what.
I thought it was going to be Hangman.
Why would Hangman?
I don't know. That's who I thought it was.
She's just spouting words off. She don't.
That's who I thought it was.
Why? But what purpose?
Because he's been feuding with. He's been over there talking noise to MJF and everything. And,
they're always kind of feuding. I don't
anyway,
really see.
So That's my opinion.
Anyway, I don't know what MJF
It wasn't
or
correct, so
I don't know why Hangman Adam Page would be the devil, but
he needed to
I'm just
destroy
glad
it.
it wasn't like Dolph Ziggler, because which I think I'm not taking nothing away from Dolph Ziggler, but this is a main event feud, so we need a main event caliber talent, you know. And Adam Cole, I mean I like Adam Cole, he's good, you know, but I don't really see how he's gonna. You know, maybe they're going to feud with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, and Wardlow was part of it too. You know, maybe he's going to MJF. You know, who knows when MJF is coming back, or you know, if he signed a contract or what. I don't know. You know, I'm sure he has, but Daniel Garcia got the pin for his team, so that was good. I mean, I like Daniel Garcia. I see a lot of a young Bryan Danielson in him. I'm about to say Daniel. Swerve Strickland fought Dustin Rhodes. I like Dustin Rhodes, but Swerve Strickland needs to be the one that takes the title off Samoa Joe. And that takes me to Samoa Joe won the world title. I mean, he truly deserves it. He should have won the world title at Great Balls of Fire against Brock Lesnar a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
2016.
Adam Copeland, I really like that. And I should have known that that's how it was going to play, but he won the TNT title. Kill Switch come out, destroyed Adam Copeland, and then Christian come in. He's like, not today, Kill Switch. I'm your daddy. Give me that contract. And then Christian Cage is now a two-time TNT champion.
With what's his name's mom?
Yeah, with what's Shayna Wayne? Yeah, and
Nick Wayne's mom.
So I mean, it was overall. I mean, and that was I enjoyed World's End. I know some people got mixed bags about it, you know. And
I will say the TBS championship title match against Julia Hart and Abaddon. I like Julia Hart, but she's so green. Like she landed this moonsault, but she didn't land on her. She missed her.
She landed on her feet,
then,
basically.
Yeah, she landed on her feet and then like dropped her knees onto her.
Yeah,
and pinned her. But you know, which she's only been doing it for like what, a year?
Yeah, so maybe she'll
improve. She'll improve. You know,
yeah.
she's way better than she was. But anyways, I mean, her character's good, and definitely they can build on her. But
and then overall, I mean, and then let's see who we got here. What we got?
Toni Storm.
Toni Storm. She, of course.
I love her. Again.
I know she wasn't going to lose that title against Riho, and Toni Storm should be world champion. I mean, you know,
yeah.
Mariah May is going to turn on her and you feud for the world title.
We watched the after show. That was pretty entertaining.
I should have given me one of them goofy hats.
Yeah,
you know?
I wish we had one of those fur hats that she came
Tony
out
Khan
wearing,
looks
that
stupid.
Tony Khan wore in it.
And then they were asking him about that Chris Jericho stuff, and he's trying to. It's hard to take you serious with the hat on, Tony.
Yeah, and then the big sunglasses.
Yeah.
I should have got me one to wear.
And then Andrade is leaving AEW, and he'll probably be in the Royal Rumble. But no surprise there. I mean, he's had his
Charlotte's there.
he had his issues with Sammy Guevara and whatnot, so I figure he's gonna go. You know, I know he was leaving AEW back a long time ago, so it's not really.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a competitor, you know, and of course he's gonna go back to where his woman's at, you know. So and then let's see, what else do we have? Anything else here?
Pre-show was Willow.
Yeah, we already.
We didn't talk about that one, but anyways.
And I think, this is not really just my predictions, but I think Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné will return to WWE and be an entrance in the Royal Rumble. That's just my pick. I mean, you know, Triple H is going to have some sleeves up his, you know, cards up his sleeve, you know, and you know nobody saw. At least I didn't see CM Punk coming back. Did you see him? I know you didn't see CM Punk coming back, but I figured, you know, there was a lot of chatter about it, but I never figured it would materialize. So I mean, you can't make me believe that Sasha Banks ain't coming back, because I figured
she's going somewhere. Anyway.
She's going back. She'll be in the Royal Rumble, especially with Charlotte being out for 9 months to a year.
Yeah,
they're going to pay Sasha Banks, you know, and
they need somebody big.
And she deserves every penny. I mean, definitely.
Get your bag, girl.
Get your bag. That's right. Get your bag.
Get that bag while you can. And then I seen Tony Khan. This is no surprise. Tony Khan plans to be very active in free agencies in 2024. Isn't he the wrestling collector? Anyway?
Yeah, he collects wrestlers, you know. I'll put you over here. I'll sign you and never use you. But I don't know who's, you know, I don't know. But
who he's on the lookout for.
I don't know who's up or whatever, but I hope that they can bounce back and stay on their network, and we start hearing some good news about AEW and not necessarily all bad news, but it is what it is. And looking forward to this week in wrestling. It's back to the old grind.
Get back to it. They took a little bit of a break for Christmas.
Yeah, we've Christmas, New Year's. Glad the holidays are over with, and enjoyed the holidays, and ready to get back for some wrestling. And I can't think of anything.
We're getting ready to go to the Rumble too.
Yeah. We're just a few short weeks. Anything else? I think we've pretty well covered it all from this week, don't you?
Yeah.
If we missed it, we're sorry.
Yeah, the WWE show is just like reviews.
Yeah, they were all recaps. Great year.
They did have some live shows.
Yeah, they had some.
We weren't privy to those.
Yeah, they always had that. They have that every year, December 26th, Boxing Day. They have that event in Madison Square Garden, yeah. And I've seen parts of the match on YouTube and fan cam and whatnot of Dominic and CM Punk. I'd like to see that on TV. Maybe Triple H, if you're watching this, put that on Raw.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm sure Triple H is sitting around watching our videos. But yeah, that would be a hell of a show for. I'd love to see that match. Hell of a match. But anyway, they had, and I think Jey Uso was in a cage match, or maybe it was Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. They were going around in live events. I seen the cages. They had cage matches.
We wanted to go to Houston.
Yeah, we wanted to go to Houston, but we just didn't want
too much going on.
It's a 5-hour drive from here, and didn't want to.
One way.
Yeah, one way. It'd be a 10-hour round trip to watch the WWE live event. So we backed out on that fact. But I guess we'll jump right into it. The wrestling history segment of the week. First off, we've got
on the
25th of December, 1982, World Class Championship Wrestling. And the NWA presented, I guess it was, the NWA. Yeah, it was the NWA. Presented Christmas Star Wars from the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. I watched a lot of wrestling events there. The main event saw Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair for the NWA title on the line, in this match, Michael Hayes was the referee, and this is where the Von Erich Freebird, that's where the feud began, because Michael Hayes, or not Michael Hayes, but he beat Ric Flair up, wanted Kerry, no, I'm the good Texan guy, I'm not going to do that. This story's been told 100 times. And anyway, Michael says forget it, leaves, and then Terry Gordy slams Ric Flair, pushed Kerry Von Erich into Michael Hayes. Terry Gordy slammed the door on slammed the door on Kerry Von Erich's head, bleed, and Ric Flair retains the title. The whole Von Erich Freebird
feud began.
That's right. And in 3 years to the day since the start of the Von Erich feud, 1985, Von Erichs and the Fabulous Freebirds at the Christmas Star Wars. In 1985, they presented the same version in the arena in Dallas, Texas, a six-man tag that pinned the Von Erich brothers, Kevin, Kerry, and Lance against the Fabulous Freebirds. Lance was not a brother, he was a cousin. Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts, the Von Erichs were victorious, thus bringing the curtain, what's that say, bust?
On the long-lasting feud.
Oh, so I guess this was...
That was the culmination of it.
it really wasn't a culmination. I guess it was, kind of, but anyway. 2017, WWE held a rare live Christmas Day episode of Monday Night Raw from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. The main event saw Jason Jordan. I don't know what happened to him. He was Kurt Angle's son.
I was to say, Kurt Angle's son.
I wonder if he still works backstage. And Seth Rollins defeated
hurt or something?
Yeah, I hurt his neck, I think, real bad.
That's what I was thinking.
Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins defeated The Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus to win the Raw Tag Team titles. And that might have been his last match. I think that might have been. Don't quote me on that, but I think that might have been his last match. But anyway, 2020, on a special Christmas Day edition of Friday Night SmackDown, Big E defeated Sami Zayn to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Then we'll go on to the 26th, 1963. Pro wrestling pioneer Gorgeous George died in Hollywood, California as a result of a heart attack suffered 2 days earlier. He was 48 years old, young boy. Gorgeous George's flamboyant style of interviews made him one of the most hated wrestlers in the era. He encouraged fans to flock to the arena, desperate to see him, meet him in his match. It was George who boxing legend Muhammad Ali cited to his major influences on character. Another tidbit on Gorgeous George. Macho Man also bought the rights to his name, and that's why Macho Man's girlfriend was going by that in WCW. And I think Macho Man also paid for him a tombstone, or paid for him a headstone. Yeah, not a tombstone, but a headstone and all that, and apparently Macho Man and Angelo, or not Macho Man, but Gorgeous George and Angelo Poffo were friends or whatnot. I read it somewhere, heard it, but they were friends, and maybe Gorgeous George helped Angelo Poffo out, which was Macho Man's father. But man, he was young when he died too, 48. 1983 on a WWE Madison Square Garden card, New York City, the Iron Sheik ended Bob Backlund's 6-year WWF World Title run. To finish came when Backlund's manager Arnold Scotland threw in the towel in charge of his behalf. You know who the Sheik lost the title to, Lindsay?
In Latin, that's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, the Iron Sheik was a traditional or transitional champion, you might say, and I didn't really, to Hulkster, and because Bob Backlund didn't want to lose to the Hulkster, But in 1988, WCW Starrcade True Grit took place at this event in Virginia. The main event saw Ric Flair defeat Lex Luger to retain the NWA World Championship. 2 title changes took place on that card. Kevin Sullivan and Steve Williams. That's not Stone Cold. That's Dr. Death Steve Williams. Defeated the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers, and Bobby Fulton to win the NWA US Tag Team Champions. Later that night, Rick Steiner bested Mike Rotunda to win the NWA Television Champion. You know who Mike Rotunda is?
That would be,
You don't know who he is?
I can't think.
You don't know.
That's Bray Wyatt's dad?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It's Bray Wyatt's dad.
Yeah, he was IRS in WWE.
Just had to get mine. 2004,
Ring of Honor Final Battle took place from the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. This was the night that Samoa Joe's record-setting ROH World Championship run came to an end. Joe had held the title for 645 days, and he was defeated by Austin Aries on the same card. Steve Corino returned to team up with CM Punk and took on Generation Next. Let's see here. And we'll move right along to December 27th. Hulk Hogan, in 1983, Hulk Hogan made his return, his WWF return in St. Louis, Missouri. His return match saw him victory over Bill Dixon. I just seen that match this week. I really thought Bill Dixon was going to pull it off. Hogan had left the company with disagreements over Vince McMahon Sr. over his proposed role in Rocky III, 1987, Greg Gagne won a tournament over Adrian Adonis in Las Vegas, Nevada to become the inaugural AWA International Heavyweight Champion. See, I mean, it's not just today that we have tons of world champions and champions here. Everybody has a title. It went on forever. And let's see here. We'll see what we got. 2005, a SmackDown taping. Johnny Nitro and Joey Mercury defeated Batista and Rey Mysterio to win the 3rd WWE Tag Team Champions. Let's see here. We'll see what else we can find here. And then on this day in 1995, like the previous Starrcade, took place at Nashville, Tennessee, and the main event saw Ric Flair defeat Macho Man to retain the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. The other happenings on the show was the World Cup Wrestling, which saw WCW face off with New Japan in Best of 7 series. The series
had a partnership with them.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I mean, and the series was tied 3-3 going into the final match between Sting representing WCW and Kinsei Saka maybe of New Japan. Sting won the match to win the cup for WCW. Forgive me if I butchered that name. I probably did. The 28th of December in 1992, WCW Starrcade held its Battle Bowl. Took place in the Omni in Atlanta for the 2nd year in a row. The hook of the show was the Lethal Lottery, which was a random tag team. I always thought that was crazy. I mean, you could be tagging with somebody you were feuding with, but I guess it's kind of
interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, Lethal Lottery saw a random tag team draw together. Winners held to the Battle Bowl to determine the overall individual winner. In the lottery, Barry Windham and the Great Muta defeated Brian Pillman and 2 Cold Scorpios. The two eventually remained as a in the finals of the Battle of the Royal, and then Muta eliminated Wyndham to win the title or win the Battle Bowl.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then in 1998 on this day,
People love those tournaments.
yeah, oh yeah, in 1998, December 28th, in a rematch from the previous night Starrcade, Ric Flair defeated Eric Bischoff to win the storyline's presidency of WCW.
He can put that on his.
On the same night, Scott Steiner defeated Codan to win the television champion. Hell, Ric Flair's been WCW president, WWE president. I mean,
16 times.
16-time world champion.
Yeah.
2-time Hall of Famer. He might be a 3-time Hall of Famer. I don't know. In 2009, on this day, Vince McMahon appeared on Monday Night Raw to announce Bret Hart would be the guest host of January 4th, 2010 episode of Raw. Opposite TNA's announcement debut of Hulk Hogan. This will be the first time that Hart would appear in a WWE ring since the Montreal Screwjob in 1997. I really thought, back in 2010, I really thought we were going to, go back to that Monday Night Wars. Boy, did I get, about the second weekend, I knew we were.
There was no competition.
Yeah, there was no competition. But on this day in 2020,
they tried.
On an episode of Monday Night Raw, Keith Lee defeated Sheamus to become the #1 contender to the WWE Championship. And we won't talk about Keith Lee now, but he's got a lot of health issues. Maybe he can get well. He's still a young man. I like Keith Lee. December 29th on this day. In 1985, the NWA and AWA co-promoted Star Wars from the arena in New Jersey. The event saw Stan Hansen defeat Rick Martel to win the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And Stan Hansen, he was crazy. He got mad over Vern Gagne wanted him to send that world title back, and he said, they had a disagreement over money or something. But anyway, Stan Hansen ran it over with a tractor or a pickup truck or something and crushed the title and then sent it back to Vern Gagne. By this point, AWA was on its way out, because they should have kept Hulk Hogan. And then on this date in 2009, Dr. Death Steve Williams succumbed. He passed away, lost his battle with throat cancer, and he passed away in Denver, Colorado at 49.
Rest in peace.
Dr. Death Steve Williams, he was a very good wrestler who should have been a world champion in WWE.
He was young too.
That Brawl for All cost him his feud with Stone Cold. Man, which is crazy because he was JR's boy. I mean, JR should have said, I'm not going to let my boy go out there and get, we're pro wrestlers. We're not shoot fighters. We're not MMA fighters. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a Vince Russo deal. I don't know. 2014, on this day, the Usos defeated The Miz and Damien Mizdow to win the WWE Tag Team Champions. And on this day in 1997, on an episode of WCW Monday Night Nitro, the Ultimo Dragon defeated Eddie Guerrero to win the Cruiserweight Championship. And Booker T won the television champion, a match.
Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno. Disco Fever! Disco Fever! You don't even know who Disco Inferno is, do you?
I have no clue.
And anyway, on December 30th, on this day in 1997, on a Monday Night Raw taping from New Haven, Connecticut.
You missed this one.
What?
This one.
Oh.
1998.
We're going to go backwards. 29.
Back it up.
Read it out.
A Blockbuster
Oh,
Raw.
yeah. How did I miss that?
I can't believe you missed it because this is important. A Blockbuster Raw taping from Worcester, Massachusetts. Mankind won the WWE. He tells me this all the time. Won the WWF Championship in a match with The Rock. The match aired 6 days later up against an episode of WCW Monday Nitro that was based around Kevin Nash defending the WCW Championship against Hollywood Hogan. Midway through Nitro, Tony Schiavone gave away that Mankind would be winning the title that night, uttering the immortal words, "That'll put butts in seats." Between uttering these words and the Raw main event, around 600,000 people switched over from Nitro to Raw to witness the title change, allowing Raw to win the night. Nitro never beat them in the ratings again.
And I can remember watching that. Of course, I can remember watching that. And I was happy for Mick Foley, Mankind.
Apparently a lot of other people were.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
he never lived that down.
And I don't think... Tony Schiavone was fed those words, so I mean we can't really blame Tony Schiavone for that. I mean, Tony Schiavone,
He's done well.
yeah. Well, he had an 18-year absence from wrestling, but he's back at it now. He was he did college football and stuff like that, and worked for
He's
stuff.
got a good voice. I
I like Tony Schiavone. Anyway, we'll get started here on December 30th in this day on an episode of Monday Night, or taping from Monday Night Raw in Connecticut. Jeff Jarrett defeated Barry Windham to win the NWA North American Heavyweight Championship. That happened on Monday Night Raw. You know, they were experimenting then. Back then, they were trying to bring the NWA, kind of give them a little...
Trying to get them in.
Well, they were just kind of giving them a little boost, you know. I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. It didn't last long. The Rock and Roll Express was on. They were NWA Tag Team Champions.
Jeff Jarrett still out there doing it.
Yeah, and on this day in 1998, Sam Musket, the long-standing St. Louis wrestling promoter, died of internal bleeding in the city of 93. Good life.
That's long.
Yeah.
He's old.
I mean,
He's long. He's old. He lived a good life.
If I can make it to 93, I'll be happy. In 2003, on this day, Rey Mysterio won the WWE Cruiserweight Champions from Tajiri in Laredo, Texas. I like Tajiri too.
I bet the crowd was happy, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Down there.
And we've been down there several times, Laredo.
Right on the border.
Nice weather year-round. And on this day in 2007, Ring of Honor Final Battle took place at the Manhattan Center in New York. And in the main event, the Age of the Fall, Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black. You know who Tyler Black is, Lindsay?
Yeah, he's
who is
his
he?
last name now? So I can't think of it.
He's a world champion somewhere. She has no idea.
I know exactly who he is.
Who is he?
But I can't think of his last name.
You know, his first name ain't Tyler anymore.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay.
Won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships from Mark and Jay Briscoe.
That's not who I was thinking of then.
It's okay.
He's been a wrestling fan longer than me.
It's okay. 2020, AEW presented a special edition of the Dynamite in memory of late Brody Lee, who passed away on the 26th of December. I remember when I got that news, that was really sad. I was shocked, you know. Yeah, I was like, man, what happened, you know? And the main event saw a hand-picked team by Brody Lee Jr. consisting of Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy, and the 10 members of the Dark Order defeat Team Taz. After the match, Brody Lee was placed his father's boots in the center of the ring to retire them and presented it to win the TNT Championship by Brody Lee.
By Tony Khan.
Yeah, by Tony Khan.
And I think they retired that one.
Yeah, they
got a new one.
I think so, yeah. Brody Lee Jr., also known as the one who got involved in -1, yeah. I knew that. Was involved in an MJF's match, striking him with a kendo stick after Lee's former partner Eric Redhead had also interfered. Redbeard came to the ring after the match with a sign saying, "Goodbye for now, my brother. We'll see you down the road."
Yeah, it's so sad.
It's always sad when stuff like that.
Especially they got little kids, like
Bray
Wyatt.
Yeah, that's just horrible. But anyway, on this day, December 31st in 2010, CZW star Nick Gage turned himself into police in New Jersey, following the release of the information that he was the person of interest in the armed bank robbery in New Jersey.
Dang.
On the 22nd of December, he was charged and found guilty and sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Was he the one that kept doing all
he's the
death match?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
He's the death match king, you know. I'm not really
We watched them. They're pretty gruesome.
Yeah. I bought one GCW pay-per-view. I can't remember what it was or why I bought it or whatever. It's from the Manhattan Center in New York. Jeff Jarrett was on that card, and he wrestled Effie, I believe. You know, and crazy. I mean, I'm not really a hardcore crazy. I'm more of an in-ring wrestling type person, you know. But anyway, on this day in 2011, the day after his loss to
Alistar over him.
At UFC 141, former champion Brock Lesnar announced his retirement from MMA. Lesnar would... Huh? Yeah, he got beat. Yeah, that's a good way to... You know, I was like, if I was a fighter, I'd want to go out on top. But Anyway, Lesnar would return for one more match against Mark Hunt. He would win that match, but the result would be overturned after Lesnar was found to have tested positive for a banned substance.
I think it was HGH.
I don't know what it was. I remember it. That's been a long time
Yeah.
ago.
We went and saw that one at the casino.
Yeah, we went to we went to
a
a casino local and watched it, and man, it was freezing. Right around the time it was around August SummerSlam time, because I remember they were promoting SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for this week's. And if you made it to the end, we appreciate you watching.
Excuse me.
Bless her.
Light week.
Yeah, light week. But we're gonna hit it off strong tomorrow with Monday Night Raw and
Back in action.
Back in action, and stay tuned to the channel. We've
Road
got
to the Rumble.
a lot of videos coming up. I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you made it this far. Give us a like, man.
Yeah. Get us subscribed. You can tell when we get new stuff on.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.